All right, I'm going to show you how to create the most powerful agent you haven't created to date. That is using the Microsoft Learn MCP server to turbocharge your understanding of the Microsoft Docs. Now, Microsoft Learn is great. We all use it every day to get answers to tough questions about how do I do certain things. Now, imagine being able to turbocharge this amazing content that we have in Microsoft Learn with a conversational agent in Copilot. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So if I come here to M365 Copilot, I've got an agent here called Microsoft Learn Agent, and I'm going to put a prompt into it, and I'm going to say, give me options to update the account table in Dataverse for my Copilot Studio agent. So I'm going to go ahead and get this crunching on it, and it's going to go out and it's going to start searching all of this documentation in Microsoft Learn and coalesce this into answers for me. So the MCP server is doing its thing, my agent is thinking, and here we go. And it's coming back with some options. So I can use a Cloudflow, recommended for complex logic. I can use a Dataverse connector, simple approach. Or my personal favorite, the MCP server, natural language, Gen AI. Custom connector, yuck. But it gives me this nice comparison table, and all of this is driven from the Microsoft Docs. It's cited sources, so I can get directly into the source material if I need to. But this is a great way to very quickly start bringing together all of this detailed documentation to get quick answers to your questions. So let me show you exactly how to build this. Now here in Copilot Studio, I've got an agent called Microsoft Learn Agent, and I've actually created this to be a sub-agent for something else that I'm working on that I'm hoping to show you guys shortly. But let's go ahead and let's build one from scratch so you know exactly how to do this. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say create blank agent, and let's call this MS Learn Agent 2. Let's go ahead and create this, and this will take a few minutes here to fully set up. Okay, our agent has provisioned. So let's go ahead and firstly, let's give it a description. So say you are the MS Learn Agent 2. Your job is to use the MS Learn MCP server to answer questions. And let's go ahead and we'll copy that. We'll save. And let's add this to the instructions as well. And let's say provide answers from the MS Learn documentation. Keep answers brief. Use tables, don't use emojis. All right. Actually, let's say limit use of emojis. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. Now we can select our model here. It's defaulted to Claude Sonnet 4.6, which is going to be good enough for our everyday tasks of conversing with MS Learn. So now let's come over here to Tools, and we're going to add the MS Learn MCP server. This is the magic behind the scenes. This is what lets us do all of this really cool stuff with MS Learn. So I'm going to click Add a Tool. I'm going to select Model Context Protocol, and then I'm going to scroll down here for MS Learn. Let's go ahead and find that. Here it is, Microsoft Learn Docs MCP server. And I'm going to click Add. And just like that, we're ready to go. Now, let's go ahead and test our agent. Now, one thing we've got to do is, even though we've connected to the MS Learn MCP server, as you may have found when you are working in Copilot Studio, you actually have to go and enable the connection. But if you click these three ellipses here in the test canvas and click Manage Connections, that's going to let us make sure that we are in fact connected. So it says not connected. So let's go ahead and make sure that we are in fact connected. Cool. Let's give this bad boy a test. Now let's just click New Test Session just to make sure that we are using the latest version of the agent, and let's ask it the same thing that we did here in M365. Let's say give me options to update the account table in Dataverse from my Copilot Studio agent. So let's go ahead and ask him that. So it's calling the MS Learn MCP server. It's reasoning over the request. And it's starting to piece together a response for us. It's going through all of this content. And it's now ready to give us a comprehensive answer. And here we go. And it's given it to me in a table format. Very, very cool. All right, let's now deploy this to M365 Copilot, because we really want this in our day-to-day workflow where we're working every day. M365, I don't know about you, but I'm finding that this is becoming my landing pad for most of my work. Years ago it was Outlook, then it was Teams. Now it's really becoming M365 Copilot. So let's go ahead and publish our agent. So we're going to come over here to Channels, and we're going to select M365 and Teams, and we're going to add the channel. Now we do need to make sure that we have published the agent, which I've not done yet, so we might need to do that just after we've added the channel. Oh, it's going to force us to do it. Now you might have noticed this force newest version. For things like M365 and Copilot, M365 Copilot and Teams, these are often long-running agents, long-running conversations, and so we want to make sure that we force the newest version of this agent to our persistent channels like Teams, like M365 Copilot. So let's go ahead and publish this. All right, our agent has published, and now we want to go ahead and use it in M365 Copilot and Teams. Now, the first time we go to use this, we do have to use this from Copilot Studio. We're not going to see it here in our available agents just yet, and so I am not sure why this C agent in M365 is not showing up. Let's go ahead and try it one more time. There we go. Okay, C agent in M365. So when I click on this, this is going to open up M365 Copilot in the browser. And it's going to give me this pop-up here to add the agent to Teams. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And now it's available to us here in M365 Copilot. So I can start working with MS Docs and ask it anything I like. So give me succinct steps to configure external ID with Power Pages, something I was working on earlier today. And our agent is thinking over it. Now, one thing that we do need to do is we do need to reconnect. So same thing that we saw in Copilot Studio, we do need to go and connect here in M365 Copilot. Connections are a bit of a hassle in Copilot Studio, but it's just the way it is, so just make sure that you do that. And it's now going to go and do its thing. Start thinking through and give me the steps. Here we go. Add it as an identity provider, configure it, all that good stuff. All this stuff from the Microsoft Docs. It's gone and looked through it all, and it's given me the steps right here. Very, very cool. So That is how you set up your own MS Learn agent using the MS Learn MCP server, and how you can deploy it to M365 Copilot for your day-to-day. And that's why I'm saying this is the most powerful agent you are not using. Now, one of the things that I would love to see is creating a plugin for Cowork and being able to say, hey, go crunch on this problem and come back to me. Now that you can create a custom plugin. In fact, let's go and ask it. Let's say, can I create a custom plugin for Cowork using MS Learn MCP? And let's see what it says. I asked it this earlier and it did give me the steps. It's a little bit pro-codey. It's something that I'd kind of like to get into, but I'm a big fan of just being able to consume stuff that's already available. But here we go. We can go and create the plugin, the manifest. Here's the steps. So we can do that. And so you think you can start to make skills like that available to Cowork, and it can start to go and crunch on some difficult problems and come up with options for you. So this is the most powerful agent, the most powerful MCP server you may not be using yet. This is how to get started with it and create something very simple and yet very powerful that you can use in your day-to-day work. All right, that's it from me. Go do something awesome on the Power Platform today, and I'll talk to you soon.